The Minster men are in need of some divine intervention if they're to stay alive this season. York City, on the edge of oblivion as a football club, but challenging for promotion. Mike Newell is finishing the job started by Chris Turner at Hartlepool. But 3 points for York City and they could go into third position, which is an automatic spot, so a great incentive for them. There they are, ready to come out in the red. Hartlepool in the blue, all set for the match. Hartlepool's record under Mike Newell, won 9 out of 14 games. But York City looking for salvation on and off the field. Your commentators, Brian Hamilton and Ian Cocker.
Thank you, George. It is indeed a massive match at the top of Division 3. There's a big crowd at Bootham Crescent to witness it. Well, all credit to Terry Dolan and his players for mounting a serious promotion challenge despite the club's uncertain future and despite the departure of top scorer Peter Duffield and keeper Alan Fittis. Replacements were brought in, but only on loan. Anthony Chandran from Burnley, Michael Ingham from Sunderland. Skipper Chris Brass needed a hospital scan yesterday. He fractured a cheekbone a while back, and I think a couple of his recent opponents have been checking whether it's healed. It's a predominantly young side, so old heads Tom Cowan and Lee Nogan come in handy.
Yes, I think it's a very good shape side. They play with 3 at the back, 5 in the middle. Shannon and Parkin, very important to them up front. Very aggressive, but both very good strikers.
Well, Hartlepool make one change from the side that beat Exeter last week. Top scorer Evian Williams is back from a ban, so Marcus Richardson drops to the bench. Adam Boyd and Mickey Barron have just signed new 2-year deals, and talks with other players are ongoing. Mark Tinkler has scored 10 times from midfield, but then everyone has done their bit in what's been a fairly settled side. Mike Newell has continued Chris Turner's excellent work. It seems the only way is up for Hartlepool.
Yes, a slight contrast in styles. They play with 4 at the back, 4 in the middle, 2 up front. Tinkler and Winrington, very important, must win the middle of the park.
Well, John Parkin had the chance to leave York this week. A couple of clubs made bids for him, but despite York's perilous position financially, he decided to stay, and that typifies the spirit of a team who've often not known if their next game would be their last game. The runaway league leaders have their top scorer back. Evian Williams has bagged 14 for Hartlepool this season. He was suspended last week after reaching 5 yellow cards. Well, York City have survived yet another deadline after the chairman John Batchelor agreed to keep them going for another week or so. There could be as many as 3 potential bidders for the club, but as usual these things are surrounded in confusion. There's still a lot to be done to save the club. Today though, we get to concentrate on the football. York have been concentrating on that pretty well, and so too have Hartlepool, because they could go 20 points clear of the playoff pack this evening if they win. But York have an added incentive too. Other results have been kind to them today, and they could go into an automatic promotion place, and that really would be a considerable achievement considering all the problems here. Hartlepool will take some catching in the race for a place in the second division. After 3 successive years of playoff heartbreak, they look set to avoid further agony by taking the automatic route to Division 2, possibly as champions as well. But York City are also in with a chance of going up automatically.
Right from the very start in, you can see that York, they play a very, very simple game. They get the ball down, they get the ball forward, and they support it very quickly. And with Nogan there, trying to support from the middle of the park.
Well, Mike Newell took over from Chris Turner, and everybody said, isn't it great taking over a team at the top? But that would have brought its own pressures as well, because there was always the chance that it might not have gone right and everyone would have blamed him. But he has actually increased Hartlepool's lead at the top.
Yeah, I know he was one of my players when I was at Wigan, a very honest to goodness lad, worked very hard and has certainly started off terrific.
A chance here for York though. Richie Humphreys back inside his own area, who was making sure that Lee Nogan's centre didn't present too many problems.
But good play by Nogan. He's the player they'll have to pick up from the middle of the park. It's the second occasion he's created a problem.
The Hartlepool fans are all tapped into that end. It's Graham Potter's corner. Came back to Potter, and it was a firm challenge from Humphreys. Half-hearted handball shout. Now there could be a break on for Boyd. York managed to get bodies back. Parker was bursting through, but no way through, as it turned out, for the league leaders that time.
But that was good defending. Boyd very strong in the break. Didn't get the support really with him, but York defended very, very well.
Lee Bullock. Scott Jones sending it away towards Tom Cowan on that left-hand side. Ricky Barron wearing the captain's armband. Hartlepool did toy with playing three at the back away from home early in the season, but they ditched that idea after they were walloped in the game at Rochdale. York threatening again with Bullock.
I think that's the one thing about York, that they do support the ball very quickly. They get the ball forward very, very quickly to the front, who are very, very lively, and then they support it from the middle of the park. Hartlepool will have to compete in the middle of the park, or they will have a little problem.
The ball is being kept. Well, York are temporarily down to 10 men because Anthony Chandran has taken a real nasty one there. Hasn't got much protection on the top of his head either.
No, he hasn't, and I like him as well. He has formed a very, very good partnership with John Parkin. Parkin big and strong. Chandran very lively, works along the line. Totally honest the first two. Good going forward, but they work hard as defenders as well.
Bullock's header. Tommy Widrington provides plenty of experience in the Hartlepool midfield. Mark Robinson's throw. Richie Humphreys burst on the scene a few years ago at Sheffield Wednesday. Here's Barron. Clark delivers. Scott Jones stretching to meet it. And the clearance completed by Cowan.
That's the nice thing about Hartlepool. I feel I've watched them twice this year. They get the ball down, they pass, they play, they probe. They certainly work from the back, and they will play through the middle of the park.
Well, Anthony Chandran has been patched up and has rejoined us. He's on loan from Burnley.
Terry Dolan wouldn't like to lose him, and he wouldn't like to lose any of his players. He's had a consistent little side, and that's been important. You can see this, the blood, and there must be grease or something on to stop the bleeding. Very important. You're not allowed to play with blood at all now.
Unlike in your day, eh?
Hey, they weren't as strong and big, eh? What? I never headed the ball, never got that close, they sell me.
Cowan will take this throw. Certainly doesn't look good for Anthony Chandran, but they've patched him up for the time being. Cowan's long throw. And Lee Nogan. And Chandran was trying to get a glimpse of goal as it squiggled through.
It's a major weapon, long throw. So many clubs use it now, and you can find when they do get the ball in, if they don't win the first one, they can win the second one and look for the knockdowns. Nogan did on that occasion.
Lee Bullock Straight to Barron, who seeks out Williams, and Humphreys and Boyd got in each other's way. This is Clark. And it might be again. Oh, he's done well. And Cross took a deflection. And York are getting bodies in the way. Comes to Tinkler, who's weighed in with his fair share of goals in midfield. Robinson's cross. Tinkler again. And now Robinson again. And Williams was waiting, it was taken away from him.
Good play by Hartlepool, you know. They keep the pressure on, they press, they ring the area when the ball comes out, and they do put on telling crosses.
Hartlepool have endured the agony of defeats in playoff semi-finals 3 years running. But they are the runaway leaders at the top of the table now. Oh, and the keeper Ingham seemed to see that rather late, but there was a flag up anyway.
Good cross in, you know, Ian. That's the kind of work. If you get it in, Ingham did very, very well. The ball coming in, you can see. And bad defending, shouldn't get past there. When the cross comes in, just gets ahead of the ball. Not good from the forward player, but good play by the wide player. Got a good cross in.
Michael Ingham currently on a month's loan from Sunderland, but they might try and extend that. Clark. And Scott Jones is hurt as he went to clear that ball, and I think York might have to kick it out here so he can get some treatment. It's not actually gone out, but Hartlepool will do the job.
I was actually going to say to you about the boy Ingham. I watched him against Orient, and he has an enormous kick, and I think what he does do, he plays very early service sometimes, and he does really give them a huge attacking option.
And this is what happened to Scott Jones, just as he put his...
Self-inflicted, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. Terry Dolan has done a fantastic job with York this season. He celebrated his 3rd anniversary in charge this week with a 2-2 draw at Shrewsbury on Tuesday night. He has kept York in the promotion hunt despite the club's unsure circumstances. Scott Jones scored a couple of goals for Barnsley once in an FA Cup tie against Manchester United at Oakwell a few years back. He's the one.
As I say, Terry Dolan, he'll not really want to lose too many players. One thing that has happened for him, of course, we all know about the financial troubles, but he has been able to keep a relatively consistent side, and that's so important when you're having a few results going for you.
Well, Terry has recently changed the ringtone on his mobile phone to always look on the bright side of life. Lee Nogan finds another man of experience in Cowan, up towards the strikers Parkin and Chandran, who tumbled. Lee Bullock. Here's Richard Cooper. Lee Nogan, who's spent most of his career up front, has dropped more into a midfield role for York, although obviously able to assist the strikers at every opportunity.
I think Nogan is a very important player for them because he does work hard in the middle of the park, making it a very solid 5, but he does support the front 2 very quickly.
Chandran closed in on Barron.
That's the game I saw. The 2 front players work so hard along the line, make it very difficult for back players to get on the ball and deliver good service.
Ricky Barron has just signed a new 2-year contract to stay with Hartlepool, as indeed has Adam Boyd and quite a few others who are out of contract in the summer are due to have talks soon as well, but it looks like Hartlepool will be playing in a different division next season, although you have to say, by the way they've looked this season, I'm sure most of them can cope with the step up fairly comfortably. Steve Baines is the man in charge today, a former player.
Yes, indeed. We were talking before the game, and I was watching him in the warm-up. I think he was desperate to get just passing the ball about.
It's his last season as well.
Yeah, time does fly. I was saying that to him as we spoke.
Flag up.
You know, when you look at the two teams in slight contrast in systems, but equally as honest and determined and really work so hard to stop other teams playing.
Anthony Williams' kick. Scott Jones who challenged for it. Offside this time against Hartlepool, against their top scorer, Evian Williams, just back from a ban.
I was speaking with Michael Newell before the game, and this boy Williams is playing so well and is such an important player for the team. He's paired him and Adam Boyd, and he does believe they're a very formidable outfit, and of course he has Richardson just sitting on the side to bring on if there's a problem.
Newell's first managerial posting.
You know why you can tell that, Ian, don't you? Not a grey hair. Not a grey hair. He hasn't had time to set in yet.
Give it a few months. Here is Boyd. Clark racing down the flanks and Williams waiting to receive, and he does. As Hartlepool look to threaten at Bootham Crescent. Barron centre. Humphreys was waiting for any fallout.
That's a ploy that Hartlepool could use a little. I'm just thinking about the ball from right to left with Humphreys in the far post. Excellent in the air. Richard Cooper, not the biggest of guys.
There is Parkin, who is the biggest of guys. Chandran waiting in the middle, and Potter's arriving as well. And it was a firm header clear from Barron. Scott Jones, those two goals he scored for Barnsley against Manchester United was shown again on Sky this week. He was getting plenty of stick for that from his teammates. Clark. And again. Barron ready to deliver. Boyd amongst those waiting. Plenty around him. This is Robinson. Humphreys moving into the channel. Robinson will waste no time in delivering. And they'll try again. Humphreys going for the return. Now Robinson. Graham Lee. Logan. Parkin. Now Chandran. And it might just open up here for Anthony Chandran, but it's straight and Anthony Williams.
Yeah, good play between the two front players. Chandran there, lovely balance, got it on his left hand side. This big man Parkin found himself on the right hand side. He looks up, good touch in, went diving in, did very well to get this side. No great power on the shot, and very comfortable for the goalkeeper.
Good throw, and oof, it's actually been smothered. And Chris Brass's Topo, smothered by his keeper.
Ingham did well. You know, he came out very bright, and I think there was a deflection, kept his eye on the ball, and you can see he's very comfortable with it there, and you can also be sure he's going to launch this one right into the other half of the pitch.
Cooper. Now Barron looking to start something for Hartlepool, who have spent almost a decade in the lowest division in the Football League. High time they left it behind. It looks like they will. They have built up a 10-point lead at the top over Rushden, who didn't play today. They were due to play Rochdale, but of course they're involved in FA Cup action at Wolves tomorrow. But even more significantly than that, they could today build a 20-point lead over the playoff pack, and even though nobody takes anything for granted in football, I have to say that the second division is beckoning big time for the Pool.
I think also it's the way they play, and you can see from the intention of the goalkeeper, plays it out, and I think that gives you a good idea of the way the team they're going to progress and play, and they're looking for it from the back.
Tommy Widrington then standing over this free kick. Everybody jostles for position as Widrington sent it in. Caused too many problems in the end, and now Chandran has got Graham Potter supporting him, but that was on the other side. Now Nogan. Looks like it might well go to Potter eventually. It does. But he's overrun it, and Tinkler steps in.
Yeah, certainly end-to-end stuff, and I think that after 18 minutes you can tell that it's a very competitive game. Both teams very, very confident, and that's of course where they are in the league as well.
Chris Brass, the captain. Robinson. Gets straight down the throat of Chris Smith. Humphreys. Richie Humphreys was once praised, notably, by Marco van Basten when he was a bright young thing at Sheffield Wednesday. Van Basten felt Humphreys was going places. I don't think Hartlepool probably would have been one of those places he had in mind somehow.
Well, Marco van Basten, great player, maybe not top quality scout on that recommendation, but an honest player, Humphreys, and can play up and down the line, but also gets in the box as well.
Widrington. This is Chris Westwood, who was at Wolves when Chris Turner was looking after the youth setup there. Chandran. Westwood was keeping him in check.
You know, it was always quite a heavy pitch this year, and I remember playing here and the water always sat on it, and you could see when the ball was played through there. It's a beautiful evening, the pitch isn't too bad actually, but it was holding up, wasn't going to run out of play.
Been a frosty couple of days in the beautiful city of York, but the sunshine during the day worked wonders on the pitch here.
Great skill about Hartlepool is they get the ball down, pass and play and probe, and at this moment in time they're not really doing that as well. You've got to give York credit, they're disturbing them, but Mike Newell, he'll want his team to get the ball down, pass and play more controlled football.
Cooper. Potter, who was a bright young thing himself at Birmingham, went on to play for West Brom and Stoke and Southampton. Nicely done by Boyd, and now Humphreys looking for Williams, but Chris Brass Judy sent it back, and
not the best of passes back in. I wouldn't have fancied that. The keeper's done great.
Parkin unable to bring that under control. It's an awkward one for Anthony Williams, who joined Hartlepool from Blackburn.
He did terrific there, you know, and this is one of the skills keepers that have developed. Good on the ground, but on that occasion he had a nice little sweet volley.
Robinson, Humphreys. Kicked on by Adam Boyd. This press staying close to 14-goal Evian Williams. Long throw, always a useful weapon. Lee. Chandran. Potter. Cooper blocking Humphreys' route. A terrible time with injuries lately in his career, Richard Cooper. He broke his leg, missed the end of last season and missed the first few months of this one as well with damaged knee ligaments. I don't think his nickname is Lucky somehow.
No, definitely not. But he's a hard, honest to goodness young player, and he's got his hands full tonight.
Woodrington giving Williams something to chase, but across came Smith.
Good movement by Williams. On that occasion Smith cut it off, but the space in behind the two full-backs, that's a place Hartlepool could exploit with good measured passes. They of course need movement from the front. On that occasion, yeah, Williams did that.
Mark Tinkler. Here's Boyd. Scott Jones quickly sent it away. Tinkler. This is Williams. Clark in towards Boyd. It's nicely done by Hartlepool, and it certainly stung the palms of Michael Ingham as Woodrington had a go.
Lovely passing move, control, good skill, lovely soft pass in, chest control back, and a terrific strike from Tommy Woodrington. Got over it, made the keeper work. Good play by Hartlepool.
Flag is up against John Parkin. John Parkin actually had a loan spell at Hartlepool a couple of years ago when he was at Barnsley, but about a month later he signed up with York. Can play at the back or up front.
I was just going to say that he's one of those players that's great to have about his side. You know, last minute if he's playing defence, throw him up for that very important last challenge, but he works hard.
Williams. Robinson centre. Is duly cleared by Chris Smith, but it comes to Mark Tinkler, who was the FA Youth Cup winner with Leeds United a decade ago. A very timely tackle that from Parkin.
Had to make it, you know. Missed it at all in the box. Was going to be a penalty kick.
Nogan trying to put Lee Bullock away. There is Cooper. Potter. Nearly landed on your head there,
yeah, I thought we were going to head it there, but we'll put it down to the pitch.
Logan. Cowan. Oh dear.
You know, sometimes they pass the ball about, you can see that there's good movement, and Nolan picks a lot of balls up, starts the movement off, makes forward runs, and it's that final pass into the front players is letting York down.
Well, the ricochet almost gave Evian Williams a faint hope of moving in. Dolan has taken a seat in the stand now.
I think used to do that to change the luck, and I think they need to maybe change the luck just a little bit.
We said of York's predicament this week, we are not exactly in the driving seat, we're in the boot, and it's locked. Although there is hope with a few bidders knocking around, although it's such a drawn-out process, these things, and as a result, the saga continues.
York and Clyde in to play a little bit Route 1, and the middle four of Hartlepool are doing a very good job. They're putting a shield across Shannon and Park, and it's very difficult to find them. So I think York need to look at it, and can they pass it about just a little bit more?
Headed on by Humphreys. It's come off him. It'll be no, it didn't come off him. It'll be a Hartlepool throw. Here he is then, Humphreys. Bullock. Graham Lee has been watched by a few scouts from leading clubs. Robinson. Goal kick. FA Cup action for you tomorrow on Sky Sports 2. From midday, we are at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace having accounted for Liverpool. Can they take care of Terry Venables' Leeds United? And straight after that, we're off to the Britannia Stadium to see if Stoke City can cause an upset against Chelsea. A feast of football from the FA Cup tomorrow. Westwood. Tinkler. Williams went across. We'll get the free kick given by the linesman. Graham Lee has gone in there to join Williams and Tinkler and Boyd and everyone else. Widrington delivers.
It really was a congested box, and sometimes you've got to make a bit of space, and that allows forward players to make the run. And you know, he's coming back on the ball. Keeper very comfortable, but it is very, very congested back there, and that I think that suits the defending side.
Almost half an hour played at Bootham Crescent. No goals in this top of the table encounter in the third division of the Nationwide League. Now Humphreys chasing this. We'll get to this, I think. He didn't keep it in, actually. The flag went up.
I think the boy Darrell Clark's playing slightly in an advanced position on the right hand side. It's allowing Humphreys to wander a little bit, and it's given York a little problem.
Logan. Potter. The wrong side of either striker, but John Parkin has made something out of nothing, and he has support now from Potter. Potter tries again. This is Mark Tinkler.
Not very popular, is he?
Widrington. Oh, and that's really decent defending, actually.
Fantastic defending.
Chris Brass. Now John Parkin. He's confident himself, but Anthony Williams will watch that one drift by.
Very optimistic. Good movement, good running. Really should have had time. You can see the early service along the line, well on play, well on side, and when he pulled it, no real direction, no real power. Didn't give goalkeeper Anthony Williams much problems at all.
Tinkler goes up with Bullock. Parkin. The invisible man was over there. York. Williams. It's a fair strike, but straight into the midriff of Michael Ingham.
Yeah, it's a long way out. He's made himself the position, but there was an alternative on the right-hand side, which maybe would have been a better option on that occasion.
Cowan away towards Nogan. Chris Westwood covering. Up towards Williams, but across came Scott Jones, who won it well. Dolan was in charge of Hull for quite some time in the 90s, spells also at Rochdale and Bradford. Anthony Chandran might need a bit more patching up after taking that knock early on.
I don't think that knock has helped him, you know, because I watched him earlier on the season and he's a very, very effective player. And I don't think that was the instant game, was it? No.
Well, he is bleeding again, and he'll go off the pitch for more treatment. They'll be glad to get to half-time when they can perhaps have a bit more time to sort that particular problem out. Meantime, we get on with the game, and it's Tom Cowan's throw. City hoping to move into third place in the third division. Well, the results and the odd postponement kind to them today. Time for another login from Cowan. Still no Chandran on the field for York then, so he continues to get treatment. Nothing doing from that. Williams, Tinkler, who's facing his former club, hence the boos, not getting much of a welcome back.
No, he's not, and he's a useful player, and he picks things up in the middle of the park. He's a continuity player, and he wants to keep the whole play going, switching it right, switching it left. An important player.
Chandran is back with us inside the last 10 minutes of the first half. Here he is, Chandran, or there he was. Parkin. Smith launching one towards Parkin.
Did well. Terrific ball, in angle ball, just right for a big man like Parkin.
When the teams met in November at Victoria Park, it finished 0-0. It was a game that wasn't without its problems. There were doubts about it because the pitch was heavily waterlogged, and then there was a floodlight failure as well. And 11 players were booked 2.
That's what they call a game with incidents. I think the game needs a little goal. We've had a lot of play, a lot of passing. You know, shots from distance. None of the keepers really worried, and I think that we just need to get the play in the last third, maybe get a bit more composure in the passing, and get a good final ball in.
There hasn't been much in the way of clear-cut chances, that's for sure. Robinson can't deliver because York once again are putting the shutters up.
Yeah, but it's poor quality in. We're going back to the long throw again, but there should be better service in.
Humphries gets a pat on the back from the fans, but it's an easy take really for the keeper Ingham. Parkin looking to make it happen for York. Totter. Now Cowan. He didn't go for the return, Totter. That's poor.
You know, and as I say, I saw York earlier on, and they have got this formula where they do pass the ball about, and they do look to get the ball forward very early. There's chances to get the ball into the box, and the telepathy isn't right, and that was an example of it.
Tinkler will rise with Bullock, now Humphries. Robinson. Williams chasing, but Chris Brass able to turn it back. Lee's header. And Williams capitalised, but the flag was actually up anyway.
Actually, the pitch appears just a little bit pudding, doesn't it? Sometimes when it's running through, it seems to hold up. On that occasion, it just didn't bounce up at all.
Michael Ingham's kick.
Steve Bain's enjoying it. We saw him with a big smile on his face. I think he's actually enjoying the game.
It has been a nearly but not quite story for Hartlepool in recent years in their efforts to escape Division 3. It's come good for them this season. John Parkin has charged down Robinson's clearance. This could be promising for York. It's been diverted away by Lee for a corner.
Yeah, good play by the big man Parkin. Strong, enthusiastic. He chased the ball down, he blocked it, he gave himself a fighting chance to have a shot, and he's put pressure on the Hartlepool goal.
So York looking for a breakthrough with half-time fast approaching. It's Potter's corner, and it's just about picked up by Williams.
Good goalkeeping by the keeper, but I would just have liked, I think it was Shannon on the far post, and when the header was made, if he just had looked a little bit lively, if he just had come off the post there, he might have just got his foot on it.
Some career as a player, Mike Newell, and it could well begin in style as a manager with promotion to the second division, although he has been quick to acknowledge the work done by Chris Turner, naturally. Turner left in November for an altogether different task at Sheffield Wednesday. Of course, the two teams could actually meet next season in the second division. Humphries charging in on that.
That's a ploy. Humphreys coming in the left-hand side, big and strong and good in the air. Tinker did well, held the ball up, rolled the ball back. Good cross to the far post. That's Humphreys coming in, challenges for it. Richard Cooper did quite well too.
York have an interesting run of games ahead which will really test their mettle and test their character, assuming they are still around to participate in those games, of course. I'm sure something will be sorted out on that front, but they've got Bury coming up, Rushden, Darlington, Cambridge and Bournemouth. Some tough tests lie ahead, but there is no tougher test at the moment than a game against the runaway leaders Hartlepool. Boyd, and there's no flag here, and Clark is away. Williams waiting in the middle. He might just go it alone. It's been deflected away though.
Yeah, terrific play by Boyd. Wonderful cross ball. Good running by Clark. Tried to get it on his right hand side. Maybe should have shot there. Came inside. Not bad. Just got that deflection. Almost.
Call Darrell Clark Trigger out of the character of From Only Fools and Horses. You don't have to explain why then. It's quite a good take that from Ingham because it looked uncomfortable.
No, fantastic catch. Lots of bodies in there. Came very early. Good catch. And you can see the bodies getting in the road, but he's strong. He held his ground, held the ball. Good save.
Here goes Lee Bullock. His touch though just allowed Westwood to come across. Couple of minutes to go in what's been a rather tight first half. York trying the long throw ploy. Potter. It's away by Humphreys. Scott Jones. He was relegated to this division with Bristol Rovers not so long ago. Looking to get out of it with Hartlepool. Chandran. It's a little loose though, and Tinkler will benefit. Lee Nogan trying to step in. And Hartlepool patiently played themselves out of trouble, much to the delight of their travelling fans, who number around 2,000.
But a good little passage to play in. Good little passage. They've got to pass the ball. They've got to get the ball down. That's what Hartlepool are good at, and they haven't just done enough of that tonight. That was a good little passage to play.
Not the longest journey they'll have, mind you, the Hartlepool fans, just down the A1. Brass. We're going to have 2 minutes of added on time in this first half. Cooper's header is Widrington. Evian Williams. Now Lee Bullock. Into the path of Scott Jones. Cowan is available to his left. And Cowan looking for Tarkin here. And it just bounced away from him. Still in with a shout though. What an opportunity for York on the stroke of half-time, and most of the Hartlepool players seem to stand and watch.
Well, what he did, when the ball came in, he should have gone to meet the ball. Poor defending, actually, I've got to say, but instead of going to meet the ball, he let it hit the surface. It came off the surface, chance was gone.
Potter then with a swirling corner, but it's easy really for Williams to take, and he looks to Set Hartlepool on their way with a quick break. Parkin will surely get a free kick. He will.
Great chance, perfect place, good service in now. I don't think they can score from this angle, but if they put good service in, determined forward play, they might get half a chance.
It's going to be Graham Potter to deliver right on the stroke of half-time. Keeper came for it and got there.
Good keeping, you know, Ian. Very positive. He spilled it a little bit, but he got the ball. He disturbed the forward players. He set up an attack.
Williams. Well, there's not been much between them, and there's not been much in the way of goal-scoring opportunities either. But right on the stroke of half-time, John Parkin did get a glimpse of goal. Neither side, though, refusing to budge at the moment. Half-time at Bootham Crescent at the top of Division 3. It's York 0, Hartlepool 0.